There are many building components which can be made kinetic. Among all these building components, there are three major components which we will be discussing in all our further modules. The first one would be about moving floors. The second one would be about roofs that can be made retractable. And the third one would be facades which can be made kinetic. This particular module number 4, we are going to discuss a lot about moving floors by discussing about various case studies. The first case study that we'll look at is the Villa Hush Hush by Marks Barfield Architects. So you can see from the image, the first image shows all parts of the building at a lowered position, whereas in the second image, you can see parts of the building being raised above the ground than the other parts of the building. So this particular design has been specifically created for sensitive sites and sites which have affording views, and which can be made use of while designing. So at its lowered position, the entire building can disappear into the surrounding landscape, but at the touch of a single button, the buildings can be, or a part of the building can be lifted above the treetops, and it can afford wonderful panoramic views. These images show the models of this particular villa. So the model clearly shows that the plan is divided into 4 defined zones, out of which it is possible to elevate 2 of them, this one and this one, based on the client requirement and depending on how the internal arrangement is required. So the entire structure can be lifted up by using these support columns, and the lifting mechanism has been designed by engineers Atelier 1, where the support columns can be pushed out of the ground and the parts of the building can be elevated by up to 40 meters. So this lifting mechanism has been designed in such a way that the lifting takes place at 10 centimeters per second speed, and the movement is gentle and steady. As we all know, it's generally easier to drop a heavy object than to lift it. It takes a little lesser effort to drop an object. Similarly, here also, this particular building, it takes about 5 minutes to reach its full height above the ground, and it takes about 3 minutes to come down. And the entire support column which you see here and the moving element of the villa, all of them work based on the principle of counterweights, just like what you see in an elevator. An elevator moves up and down with the help of counterweights. Similarly, here also 260 tons of steel plate have been used as a counterweight, and they are guided within this central inner steel tube-like structure which you see here. The entire driving mechanism is driven by 8 numbers of 22 kilowatt drive motors, and while designing this particular system, redundancy has also been taken into account while designing the motors and gearboxes. That is, even in case of failure of a single drive unit, the entire mechanism will function as a normal and there will be no reduction in its performance. And since the building moves up and down, there's a possibility that the occupants inside may feel the vibrations because of the movement. In order to avoid this, dampers have been designed in the structure to limit the dynamic response of the structure when it moves at different heights and also when it moves at different wind speeds. So this provision of damper ensures the highest levels of comfort inside the building in spite of its movement. Again, to maximize the efficiency of the structure, it is restricted from being elevated at the time of very high winds. And the wind limit that has been considered for designing is the Beaufort scale 7. And this Beaufort scale 7 is described as when you have the whole trees in motion and the amount of effort that is needed to walk against this wind. So in such cases where the wind speed is more than Beaufort scale 7, the moving element of the villa will remain comfortably in its lowered position and it will not be raised up. Let's take a look at the animated video of how this particular building works. You can see parts of the building rising up than the other parts and giving a wonderful panoramic view of the entire neighborhood. You can also see the changing landscape as the building moves up. The next case study that we are going to discuss about is the building on wheels, which is a proposed development for the master plan of Norway designed by architect Jagnefelt Milton. You can see here there are a lot of structures standing here which represents the buildings and they have wheels fitted to them underneath. So these buildings on wheels, they can move along the train tracks that you can see here in this image. This is the master plan of the Norway that has been proposed. You can see there are a lot of dotted lines running across the entire master plan. These dotted lines represent the existing train tracks and there are also some new train tracks that have been proposed. And all these colored small blocks that you see here and there represent the buildings with wheels on them. And these buildings are only going to move across the entire city along these rail tracks. So this design, which uses the new and existing train tracks, it creates a diverse system where the buildings will be rolling through the city on rails. And this mobility will provide an opportunity for the people to reorganize their programmatic requirements based on the urban space that is available to them. And the old industrial railroads that were already existing in the city has been transformed into a new type of infrastructure which continuously keeps changing. It is not a static one, it's a dynamic one which is based on the mobile facilities that can move back and forth based on your requirement, based on the prevailing situations, or it can be based on the season. There are altogether 23 types of rolling objects that have been proposed as a part of this development, and each type has its own configuration being done. No two configurations or no two rolling objects are alike. You can see here there are 3 examples given here. The one you see in the first is a very compact design, and the second you see is a slightly larger one, and the third one is a multi-level structure. And these 23 types of rolling objects includes a rolling hotel, a rolling public bathroom, a rolling park, and a rolling concert hall. It also includes a hydro rail facility, meaning these structures can both float on water and they can also move on rails. So after complete implementation, you can see 100 of rolling objects in the city, and these temporary small scale structures will set the entire city in motion. Since they can be located in water as well, they provide an important connection between the land and sea. This is one such example of a Bath Pier hotel that has been proposed. The top image shows the plan and the bottom image shows a section. From the left, if you see, it has all the components that is necessary for a hotel. The left one is the restaurant, which is a multi-level one. And then you have a restaurant kitchen adjacent to it. Then you have a first aid. This is the locker. There's a sauna also attached to the hotel. And these are the different types of room configurations that is available in the hotel. This is a suite, which is a multi-level accommodation. And then you have a double room, which is slightly a larger one. There's also a single room configuration available. And you have loft facility, which can be shared by 2 to 3 people. This shows the image of the Bath Pier hotel that we were discussing in the previous slide. And this is the restaurant block that you see here. This shows the interior of each configuration. So this mobile flexibility basically allows the city to adjust for various uses. So in cases where you need to accommodate thousands and hundreds of people, like a concert or a festival or a market, You don't need to provide a permanent space for such activities. The space can be reprogrammed in this case, and you can accommodate such kind of large gatherings. So it's not just based on the spatial requirements. You can also have the flexibility based on the seasonal changes. Say in winter, you need to allow more sun into the space. You can have your structures facing the sun. In summer, in case the sun has to be avoided, you can move your structures facing away from the sun. So this kind of flexibility also makes the city more dynamic, and it also makes the city more interesting as well.